Okay, we are back. So one of the things that I was going to say earlier is that, like, so Scum and Villainy is Forged in the Dark game. It's based on Blades, and so the rhythm of the game is similar to Blades. And one of the things that I really like about Blades is that the rhythm is really dependent on the like the play style of the group, and it's really fun finding out how long does a like, and so sometimes a job will be really quick, sometimes it'll take like several sessions depending on like how the roles go, but also the rhythm of the group. And similarly, you might have like we did earlier, you might have downtime that lasts an hour, or you might have downtime that lasts a whole session, right, as you play out the scenes of all of those sorts of things. So yeah, I think we've got in our schedule, we've got like one last hour of play. So shall we do another set of downtime actions and see what that looks like? Because I'm happy to let our biohazard situation kind of like, I'm going to put the you are flagged as a biohazard on the back burner as like a thing that I can bring forward later for making trouble. I don't want it to be in the way of like, you know, in the way of downtime at the moment. Like I think that's kind of like not fun to look at. Right now we can bring it in as a complication. But I think yeah, we can totally, and so as far as downtime and systems and planets go, because we're playing a space game. If people want to go to a different system, go to a different world, I don't have a problem with us moving worlds during downtime, or even like jumping system if we need to. I feel like that's a thing that we can do. But at the same time, like, I want to make sure that we work to preserve the sense of space and distance, the sense of distance between the, like, thank you for moving the token, whoever did that. We preserve our sense of like, these are places that are quite far apart. So like, I don't mind us being like, we suddenly are going to go to Mem, but I want to, like, if we're going to do that, I want to like spend some time on that travel and things like that.
I think unless we are doing downtime actions on planet, we should kind of be in orbit just to avoid complications.
Yeah, so there's definitely a thing here where do we want to go to a different planet to do our downtime? Do we want to just like assume that we took off from Nightfall? Or because like a bunch of the downtime actions kind of make the assumption that you could run into people.
Well, the thing I'm wondering is, do we need to use some of our downtime to like figure out what we're going to do next? Like, we obviously need to get work and whatnot to get by. And we took the Star Dancer ship, is that right?
Yep.
So we're like smugglers and the like.
Mm.
So do we need to maybe stay on this planet and try and find some work? Is that...
Yeah, so the way that the system works is that y'all can kind of be like, can kind of say, we're going after this specific thing, right? Like, we want to find a way to like, for instance, we want a job where we will where the job is us getting a hold of a ship upgrade, right?
Okay.
Or you can say we want to do a job, and that's a conversation that actually happens outside of the mechanism side of things, right? There is not a mechanism that we engage in. We as players of the game have that conversation about like, what kind of job would we like to do next? And while y'all are doing downtime, I can kind of like think about what's going to make sense as far as like, and during downtime you can be like, oh, suddenly this thing has meant that the thing that we'd like to do for our next job is you know, this other thing. So the kind of different kinds of jobs that you can go after are, let me see if I can find it, because I know what it is in Blades, but it's slightly different because ships are different to crews in Blades. So there's like what we did last time was what we just did is called an opportunity. I think is the name. of it. Let me see. Yeah, lucrative opportunities. So that's where I present you with an opportunity for a job, and you go like, "Cool, we will do it." You can be like, let me see if there's a. You can decide that you want to try and get a specific thing, right? You can be like, well, we want this upgrade, or we want to, like, there's a specific in fiction thing that we want to achieve. We have a goal that we want to do. That is a job. Or alternatively, you can be like, we want to help, we wanted to get a job from a certain faction or against a certain faction. And so that can be you go and like you get in contact with that faction and be like, what can we do for you? How can we help? And they'll be like, oh, well, we'd love it if you do this thing. So there's a couple of different ways that you can go about that. What we should do first, though, is actually do the first part of downtime, because that includes getting paid. So, yeah.
Give unto us.
So the payoff that you got was 6 cred total. You negotiated up from 4. So y'all can work out how you want to do that. And then upkeep is 2. Do you want to pay 2 cred, or do you want to skip it? And just...
I think we should skip the 2 cred so we can use 1 cred to repair our comms that got pinged off by the gate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. Did you have a look at how that works, Cammy? How the damage works?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's essentially like, so there's 2 rows. The top row is our rating, and the bottom row is the damage. And so if you have damage matching the rating, then that thing no longer works.
Right. That's where the rating is. Okay. Cool. So we should mark the rating for all the systems, because I was using the upgrade boxes, I think, as rating. Cool. So do you want, so who wants to, this is our first time skipping, so we're rolling 0 dice.
Wait, we're skipping upkeep?
Yeah, we're not paying the money for it.
On the ship.
And then everyone's getting 1 cred.
Everyone's getting...
And we can put 1 cred on the ship as well. We're spending 1 cred to repair the comms, and then we can have a spare cred to give to the ship, basically.
Can I spend 1 of my cred
towards upkeep?
To ship? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
If you want to do that, then yeah. If you want to do that, you would be able to use the other ship's cred to pay the upkeep if people are okay with that.
What does the upkeep give us? What is that?
Nothing
for?
breaks down.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, the more you, it's like not doing an oil change or using the wrong oil, or like it's
okay, right,
the accumulation of wear and tear.
Rotating the tires and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't need money. I just need my ship to fly.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Look, I think it's a good idea.
All right, so let's take the, so yeah, we've paid the upkeep, and so we've got 4 cred left over after that, and so we can divvy that up like however so y'all can divvy that up however you need. It sounds like DC was forgoing so that we could have the thing.
We could still
put some, and we can also put some in the crew cred. So like we don't take it personally, like we could make sure we have
stash.
Yeah.
Have a stash for like future upkeep in case we don't get like a well-paying. I don't know.
Yep.
We can do
that. Cool. All right. I'll let y'all work that out. My question is about heat. Was this completely quiet? Others blamed? Was it smooth and quiet, low exposure? Was it contained, standard exposure, loud and chaotic, high exposure, wild, devastating exposure? I don't think it was completely quiet.
I think it was contained at the least.
Yeah.
Standard. I think standard, like, given that we're smugglers, like clearly smugglers. At this point, we're not very stealthy
for more than 2 minutes. They realize.
All right, so I'm going to give you 2 heat for standard exposure. Was it a high profile or a well-connected target? No. Did anyone die? No. did a hyperspace lane or system gate get damaged?
I mean,
No.
we didn't damage
No,
it.
we got damaged.
You got damaged. I'm just, in future, that is a possibility. It generates 3 heat. People don't like it when you break the highway. So, like in my head, when I was like, you take comms damage, that was me being like, let's not jump up to damaging the gate yet.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 5 heat in Breck, because it's wherever it goes wherever you finish the mission. So given that we have 5 heat in Breck, does someone want to roll me a d6? Because we're not wanted yet. So
My first good roll of the day.
yeah, you wanted to roll low there. So do you want to roll another d6, please?
Damn it. Of course I did.
Awesome. Cool. I'm gonna hold on to. So, that is interrogation. So that's gonna be a fun time. We'll play that out as like a scene in the middle of our downtimes. We'll play out how that looks. Cool. And then once we've done entanglements, yeah, well, then we're good to do our downtime actions. So yeah, do we want to do our downtime actions? Yeah, are we doing them in orbit? Are we doing them like if anyone needs to clear Vice, it's real hard to clear Vice not on planet a lot of the time.
To indulge Vice, do you mean?
That's what I meant. Indulging Vices usually needs to be done on a planet or a space station or something like that.
Okay.
Somewhere like, but we can like flash around as we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone got?
I have a question about repair.
Yeah.
Is repair like a personal action that someone has to take?
It's a downtime action that someone has to take. Yeah.
So
I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
To repair the ship, do we mean the comms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my job.
There's no real group downtime actions built into this game, are there? They're all
Not
very,
group
like,
ones. What you can do is have scenes that are doing that are filling multiple downtime actions, right? Where it might be that like where Orovs and say Thane go and do something together, and it triggers one downtime action for one person and one for another. Where it's like, because the downtime actions don't have to be individual scenes of their own, or they could be multiple scenes, right? Like it's very, very flexible. The downtime action just mostly refers to the mechanical component that happens. So you could just have a like I can see a situation where like all of the downtime actions all happen in like one big party, right? Or something like that, right? Like there's it's very flexible about how you frame them. It's just the specific mechanical currency is the actions.
I would like to point out that we are just passing through, and so we take -1 heat.
Nicely done.
Oh, good job.
Cool. But yeah, we can do our downtime actions as usual.
Do you
want to do the repair actions straight up?
Do the
Tammy?
repair one, and I have to spend a cred to do that, and so I think that's going out to buy a new transceiver.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like you can 100% do that, right? Like because you can just, because there are heaps of electronics shops around, right? There's it's just checking a thing. Is it Akihabara that's the section where it's all the electronics shops, or is that the yeah? So like, it's like in my head, it's like Harajuku, Ikebukuro, and like Akihabara are all like the areas that we're exploring on Nightfall, right? It's all like shops, and you go into the electronics sections, and it's like like it's like, do you need some like Space Radio Shack, and then next door it's like holo porn, right? Like, do you want a holographic girlfriend? We've got them, right? Like, yeah.
Still trying to figure out how Thane has sex. It's complex.
I will find out when we need to. We'll
Downtime activities.
Yeah, yeah. I'm more like getting downtime. So Cam, you're spending a cred and going and buying a new transceiver from Space Radio Shack.
And while I'm there, I'm going to study some laser beam blaster things and do my study action as well.
Yeah, your long-term project.
Yeah,
that sounds like an excellent way to put those in together. So yeah, you like in this thing, and there's rows and rows of like there's like the metal shelves that have like all of the larger parts, and then there's all of these like that you still get 1 tick for a failed roll. And yeah, there's all of these like glass counters that are like underlit because they've got the backlighting underneath them, and and like we 100% like scan across and see like blasters and lightsabers and all of these whatever the lightsabers are called in this, and because I don't know that we can call them lightsabers. I'm not sure.
Probably Disney would have an issue with that.
Yeah, I know that we can't. I know that Disney sues people for using the word droid. So
really?
yeah, it's trademarked. They get really grumpy about it.
And so you have to use drone
Or bot. That's why they're Urbots in this. Yeah, because in this setting, there's Urbots, which are like Star Wars droids. They're things that can think, and then there's like robots and automated systems, which can't, which are like more like what we're used to.
Just machinery, basically.
Yeah, Gaslight Felissa from Caves of Cud. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we see you going through, and yeah, there's definitely like a like insectoid Xeno with like the proboscis and the big eyes from behind the thing, and like speaks to you in like a language, and we get the subtitles, and is like, hey, you look like you're good at the tech. I see you have a little friend, and like, you know, we get that back and forth conversation, and where like it's the Han Solo thing where you just start talking to it in the like the techie language. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you tick that forward a little bit. You don't learn a lot from not being able to touch things because they're behind glass. But and like it's totally think of like, can I have a look at this and study it? And they're like, not without paying for it, you won't. You know.
But I get a big antenna. I walk out of this shop with like this big antenna in a little paper bag.
Yeah. And like the hollow woman outside of the like hollow girlfriend store is totally like, is that a big antenna, boy? Or you're just happy to see me?
It's a big antenna.
Oh. And it's like, it's like, I'm sure you can get some pretty good reception with that. You should come and receive some of what I've got. It's like just terrible, like really bad AI that's only programmed to flirt. Just, you know.
You started this, JC, with speculating.
I did nothing.
I'm sorry. Did you all expect anything else on my channel? Oh dear.
I think I figured it out, by the way. But
okay, cool. Well, you can show us that when you want.
You can show us that when
that was great. Good spit take. Well done.
Wow.
Does anyone know what they're doing?
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to figure out how we upgrade the ship other than experience.
Experience or doing a job to get an upgrade.
Okay.
Or a long-term project.
Or a long-term project is also, I know.
That requires.
Yeah, we gotta get arms.
Yes, we're gonna get space arms.
Oh, space arms, yeah.
I have a long-term project.
Is it space arms?
It's not space arms.
Okay.
No, it's wooing a special someone.
The ship itself.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're wooing the ship, or?
I want to be able to communicate with the ship.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna bone the ship.
Well, I mean,
Give some credit.
Okay, so first you were like, I figured it out, by the way, and then you were like, I have a long-term project, and then you were like, it's the ship.
Okay, my fault. That's totally my
Tell
misleading.
me where on that journey I'm the one who messed up.
There were two different tracks of mine. Once that was resolved, I was like, okay, new thoughts,
Cool. Sorry, Ash.
I was looking up what the long-term project and job requirements are for getting upgrades. So
Cool.
I'm happy for if anyone knows what their thing is for them to narrate the thing.
I was thinking that was interesting that you wanted to get to know the ship, because I was thinking of starting a long-term project to discover the AI module that exists within the ship. So I don't know if we could start that project.
You can 100% have a long-term project that you work on,
and then somehow end up stumbling into each other and being like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that's two people working on the same long-term project. You can 100% do that.
Yeah, I could find. So you've already got your secret room thing that you found. Maybe I found another secret room, and we're somehow exploring beyond that, from our separate parts of the ship. And somehow we'll eventually end up at the end the same path.
Mm-hmm.
My narrative theory is that the ship has allowed us, because of our curiosity, to access those rooms that we are specifically equipped with.
Yes.
Integrating with.
That's so good.
Yes.
And so it's they were like, this room is for you, and this room is for you, and we'll wind up.
Yes. That's cool. I like it. Does someone want to start a long-term project?
Sure.
I'm just trying to work out what the
depending on because we may not arrive at the convergence point at the same time. Maybe we could start 2 smaller long-term projects individually, say 2 4-step ones.
Yeah, I think I'd rather track it as one, and we can say that at halfway you kind of meet up. I'm just trying to work out what the because I know there was a thing in here for getting upgrades, but I'm trying to find it now, and it's tricky.
I did find one that was it was about spending
creds.
Yeah, I think, or it was maybe about XP. I was just reading that.
You'll be able to get more upgrades in future by earning XP or spending cred. Great. Tell us where.
Ship modules. A new module can be purchased when the crew advances. Doing so requires time in dry dock. At creation, you may select modules as part of your crew upgrades.
Alright, cool.
This process is too slow. You can run a job or purchase one.
Do the modules list their cred value? Oh,
no,
it is the current system quality. Right, okay, yep.
It says, costing cred is 3 times that current system quality, or 6 cred per box.
Yeah.
For auxiliary or cruise ship.
Okay, so ship modules is what we're talking about. Cool. Excellent. I don't know how to upgrade your rating in any of the things. That's fun. But let's can I have more modules in? Yeah, cool. Auxiliary systems are their own thing. All right, so yeah, when the crew advances, we can do the thing. I just want to check if we are supposed to do XP questions at the end of the session, or because I think that's what it normally is, but I want to just check that it's not at the end of a job.
That's the sound Thane noise. That's how Thane speaks their primary tongue.
All right, cool, excellent. Core system.
That's awesome.
Game structure, downtime phase. This is normal credit and stash advancement. At the end of the session, you do XP triggers. Okay, cool. So yeah,
So if normally it's crew advancement or we spend cred to upgrade the ship,
yeah.
but we could also do it with a long-term project. Is that what we've decided?
Yeah,
Or-
I'm thinking that is a possibility.
I feel
I think that the way that will work is that we'll do it as if it's crafting. So.
okay. Next question: how
yeah.
many segments would you like the clock to be?
Let's make this Let's just do an eight segment clock to discover the AI, and then I think someone will need to do a crafting roll to kind of activate your access to it, if that makes sense. So I'm doing this as if we're so the discovery is the same as what's the word I'm looking for? As researching a schematic. Yeah. So let's do let's start an 8 segment clock. I think we can put them on the ship. I think there's a clock section on the ship. Maybe not.
Couldn't find it.
Maybe not. Okay.
It's on the left.
Oh, it's on the left above notes.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
So let's do that as a ship clock.
Okay.
A shock.
What? All right, cool.
That both DC and I can contribute to it, like
Exactly.
not necessarily doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, DC, did you want to do a downtime action that is like towards finding this AI?
Yes.
Cool. What does that look like, and how do you go about it?
So I think that this also happens in the weird room, and
That makes sense. It's weird.
inside, instead of just trying to feel the force, there's time spent, like maybe there was like a idea. It was like, oh, this might work like the brain connector thing where you can
There's a bit that you
have a
decide it's a
library.
hat.
I was like, I'm gonna touch my forehead to this thing,
Yeah.
and touch some buttons or something,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try and mentally reach out to the ship. Like,
Cool. That sounds like what action do you think that is?
it's probably a tune.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Risky standard, because I think it's always that for long-term projects. Yeah, because the result is based on how many ticks you get.
I am trying to use a little bit of my force juju.
Yeah, definitely
Can I
your
use
tuning then. Yeah.
Can I use my special ability?
What is it? What
Find a way.
does it give you? Can you read me the ability again?
I gain a bonus to attune when sensing the way, but it's
Bonus
plus
dice?
a certain amount per amount of a stress.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you can spend stress to do it. Yeah.
So it's like 2 stress for +1 or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And you said that it was risky standard?
Yep.
We also still have gambits that haven't been spent. I just want to.
Oh, can this wait? If I spend a gambit, what happens? Oh, this is a risky action.
Yes. Risky because downtime, because long-term projects are always risky standard, because the outcome is always a number of ticks, not me getting to throw bad things at you.
So do I get another bonus die if I spend a gambit?
Yes.
So we have 2 gambits left. Got 4.
So on a 4, you get 2 ticks, I think. Ooh. Let me find it. Yes, 2 ticks on your progress clock.
Yes. I feel something.
Cool. Yeah, you definitely are like, oh wait, like that green taste in your mouth is definitely like being like it's a response, right? You're doing things and the ship is responding. So on the ship sheet, DC, you should be at a put the progress up to 2 on the AI discovery clock.
Do I have to make one?
There is a clock already that Cherry set up for us.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing.
On the Rhapsody, yeah. Cool. Do we then like fade like to Arovs like doing their own thing?
Yeah,
I feel like that's super appropriate.
Yeah, definitely. So Arovs is not anywhere near as sexy. In fact, it's
They put a hat on. Ooh.
Hats are inherently sexy.
it was the sounds. What can I say?
Sounds.
The pairing.
The hat sounds. Yep.
So Arovs is actually combining their 2 downtime actions here. So
Cool.
Arovs, while indulging their vice, which is flying around really fast trying to find the secrets of the way and find out more information about that, kind of crashes into a tiny hole because obviously being so small, kind of crashes into a tiny hole that ends up being like full of all this goop. It's like really thick and
Cammy.
sticky, really thick and sticky, and it's warm and comforting. Like it's not like scary. It's just like wow, this feels like it feels like home kind of thing. Like that's how it feels to Roche.
Yeah,
and
right.
so like trying to like push through and swim through this goop, and it just kind of like separates, like it kind of splits. Did anyone ever play with like slime, and like if you pull it apart, like the toy slime, and it kind of just kind of splits, like pudding, like a really thick pudding.
Yeah.
And it kind of separates, and like Oroch can like just like really easily like swim through, and ends up in this room that is not big enough for anyone else, but it's clearly a room.
Aww.
I mean, like room is a big word for like cupboard.
Yeah, it's roomy enough for Oroch, but can't see anything. It's total dark. Can't feel anything. They can feel that they're not like covered in this slime anymore, and that there's space, but they don't want to like fly around because they might end up hurting themselves or the ship or whatever. So as they come out of the opening, what this looks like is Araj is attuning themselves to the way, to try and convince the ship to emit some light.
Okay.
In this room.
Yeah.
Cool. So first I'm going to do the indulge vice, because I feel like that came first.
The trying to like because it's trying to find like the rhythms and ley lines in like the space around you. Yeah.
And they happened to manage to find this hole, but they were going really, really fast all around the ship. No one could see them. They could feel a breeze every now and then. Okay.
That's a 6. Talk to me, Cherry.
I overindulge. Right. I'm heady with the way. I'm just like dizzy and like kind of perspiring as much as a squid ever perspires.
I have a question, Cherry.
Vibrating. Yeah.
Because like there's a couple of options for overindulgence. One of them kind of makes sense to me in this situation. Where am I? Which is the last one? I don't know. Because like it doesn't sound like you're like using up cash. It doesn't sound like you're talking to anyone and generating extra heat. And it does sound like you're disappearing into the bowels of the ship.
I think we may have just lost Orange to the bowels of the ship. I think you're right.
I think that's what happened.
No!
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what happened, but that's cool. They're fine. It was very comforting. They're not.
And you can
they're not
100% roll your downtime, your other downtime action, because it's all in the same thing.
Yes. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try and see if we can knock off a step on. And I'm gonna spend a gambit for this. And the way I do that is I'm just not worried about being lost.
Yeah.
I think confident in my lostness.
Yep. Sounds good. So yeah.
So the long-term project is default. Was it controlled?
It's risky standard always
Risky
for
standard.
long-term projects.
I
Yeah.
got it the backwards. Got it wrong way around. Okay.
All right. So yeah, on a 4, you're going to advance 2 ticks on that clock. So you can bump that up on the Rhapsody sheet. So yeah, nice. 4, like halfway to complete the clock already. So that's neat. Cool.
I'm just lost. It's
Yeah, I'm like, so yeah, what we'll do, Cherry, is during the break between this session and next, I'll get you to roll up another character to play as like a temporary one. That can be like, you know, that can be someone who joins the crew for like.
I already know what I'm gonna do.
Great. Excellent.
I'm gonna play as my Urbot.
Oh, cool. Awesome. I love it. Cool. So we've got 2 from Cami, 2 from Cherry. We've got 1 from DC. Do we have any from Evie yet? No, we don't.
No, I wanna put mine together.
Yeah.
So I want to train a bit in insight and also start a long-term project. So what this looks like for me, because the long-term project that Ren wants is that she wants to clear her name with the military, not so that she can go back, but she comes from a military family and she currently has a dishonorable discharge, which is a great sense of shame for her, and it's something that is making things really difficult with her family. So she wants to look into what actually happened with regard to her discharge from the military, and she wants to like maybe argue her case and figure out how to get it changed, because she strongly believes that the orders that she did not follow, that she was right in that decision, and that
so what you're arguing then is that the orders you were given were a war crime.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So she wants to look into exactly what her records say, because I feel like she probably was in too much of an emotional state to really pay hugely close attention to that at the time. So I want her to do some insight training, so that because that all goes in with hacking and that sort of thing. And so what I think this looks like is Ren at a terminal on the ship, and she's just like getting stuck into some records. She's like looking back into old military stuff. You know, she knows how they create their passwords, so she's kind of working her way through all of that. And she finds her personnel file, and that's like the first step of her creating this project. And from what she learns there, she can kind of track things back a little.
Sounds good. So mark your 2 XP for insight, and then
It's 2
because you have the ship upgrade that gives you insight training.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So normally it would be 1, but because you have that ship upgrade, you get 2.
Cool.
And then do you feel like this is hack?
Yeah, I think it's probably hack, right?
I mean, it could be like what do you think it is the question, because I don't get to answer that.
No, I think it is. I think that it's trying to get into the record keeping systems of the military, so it makes sense to me that, you know, she has to hack into that.
What's the outcome at the end of this long-term project? Are we doing 2 projects, one that is like find out all the information and one that is like get things fixed, or is this one big clock?
I think we should make it 2 because once she finds out all the information, that might then change the second thing depending on what there is to find out.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. And like, I feel like the whole thing is too big because like for one clock, I think that this is actually like, I do think that this is an 8-segment clock for finding out all of the answers that you need. It is gonna, because you like, it's a fairly big thing that you're trying to find out answers about. Yeah. It's not like you're just trying to like, it's not a regular private eye sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I need to do a hack roll for this. Is that how
you're going to roll a hack roll with a risky standard, and we'll see how many points towards your thing you get.
Cool. Now, do we have gambits that I can use for this?
I think we do.
Does that give me a bonus die? Is that how that works?
That gives you a bonus die. We've got 2 left.
Awesome. I would love to use one of those because I don't have very good hack. All right, let's do this.
Sorry, we have 1 left. I forgot to mark off mine.
Oh, okay. So this is the last one.
I'm so sorry I just used it, but in
reset.
good news, it's all good. That's a 6.
So you got a 6. You can spend a credit if you want to bump it up. If you want to spend money to make it an extra level, so that would, instead of giving you 3, you would get 5 if you spend a credit.
Oh heck yeah, definitely gonna do that.
Cool. So mark off a cred and give yourself 5 ticks on your clock for finding out the truth.
Awesome.
Great. Well then we got one more from DC.
I must indulge.
All right.
I have a lot of stress.
Yeah. Cool. You still doing the weird thing with the runes and the hat?
What's
I'm doing the
happening?
weird thing.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Take the lowest results.
So 2. You cleared 2 stress.
The 5.
Yeah. I mean, you could spend a credit and get an extra action if you want to indulge again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so clear 2.
Put a quarter in the machine. Let's fucking go.
Do we have do we have the credit to spend?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
I am all out of money.
Cool.
But now it is possible for me to overindulge. Let's do it. Fuck.
You clear another 2. Good job.
That's not the worst. 4 total.
Yeah, that's you're doing better than you were at the start. Cool.
You're obviously really tired indulging in your vice from all the tuning.
So yeah, cool. We just there's a lot of like, oh, the runes. Oh, it's a big hat.
It's a big hat.
There's just like 16 hours of purring coming from somewhere on the ship.
Yeah, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yep. Awesome.
Is there a cat in here?
Yeah. All right, so we will wrap up there then. We'll do, because we got some XP questions to do. So let's we can do that, and then we can come back next time and see see what we've got as far as who Cherry is playing and what is going on in this ship and why everyone keeps disappearing into like weird rooms that no one else knows about and then purring, and yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's have a look at these questions. Should we do? We'll do the player questions first. So who wants to start with their player questions? It should be at the bottom of the sheet next under your special abilities.
I can do.
Yep. Cool.
When you play a mechanic, you earn XP when you address challenges with technical something something. It says mark 2 if it occurred multiple times.
Yep. You've marked for your desperate actions, haven't you?
I don't think there were any today.
I don't think
No,
there
no,
were. Yeah, y'all didn't get yourself in too many desperate situations. You kept it pretty controlled. That was nice.
There have been a couple. I'm just scanning back through.
I think it was all risky.
I don't think we got past risky. I think anytime that there was that things got
Oh,
started.
okay. I might have been scrolling up too far into previous.
Anytime things started to get like hairy, y'all turned it around. So that was solid. Yeah. So
I was desperate once. That was it.
okay, cool.
Oh no, July 27th. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Okay, so Cammy, yeah, did you address challenges with technical skill and whatever it is, ingenuity?
Does fixing the ship count? I went and got the thing and repaired the thing.
Yeah.
So one there, really. I didn't really do that much.
Yep. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I think we at least saw one when you were indulging your vice, right? The way that we saw you indulging your vice, I think.
Okay. Yeah. That's yep.
Definitely went towards it.
I just wasn't sure if that came into the second one, but I guess no issues came up from my vice.
Yeah, if your vices or traumas didn't create problems, then you don't get XP from them.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely get XP for that. So cool. All right. Who's next?
I can do.
Yep.
When you play a scoundrel, you earn XP when you address challenges with charisma, charm, or audacity.
Talk
I
about
did that a few.
when did you do that?
Talking to the fake evil people who were coming after Warren's friend.
Yep.
It's to face a challenge, right? What was the challenge? Address challenges. I
think you definitely get one for that. Is there another one that you?
Yeah, I don't think there was anything else.
All right, sure. So take one for that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes. Because now we know what I sound like.
Yes,
when
definitely.
I speak my home language.
Yep, that makes sense to me. So take an XP for that one. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas?
I kind of want to say vice because the whole room is like that ties into a clock now. That's kind of
Did it make a problem for you? Is the question.
No.
I don't think specifically. So, yeah. And you don't have any traumas yet, do you?
Nope.
Got to get them traumas. Got to get traumatized so that you can get that XP. That's the winning move.
That's life, baby.
You ask Luke. They'll tell you the like advanced Blades players to get trauma like session 1, like, and then milk it.
Oh gosh.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
I will. Oh no, go ahead, Cherry.
We could roll for it.
Cherry, go first.
Yeah, please.
When you address challenges with speed or flair, I think so. When I drifted sideways through the gate.
Oh, definitely. Yep, that's definitely one. Do you have another? If you have another example, I'll give you a second XP. Or the game.
I feel like I used flair in terms of like hacking and using my contacts that I generated.
Yep.
At the end of the session.
Yep. I think that gets you a second XP. Good job.
Well, you expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think so. I flew around the ship really fast.
I think that counts. Yep. I think you get an XP for that.
And I definitely struggle because now I'm lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You definitely get an XP for that one. Cool. Evie.
Cool. So mine is when you address challenges with force or threats, which I think I did when I got us our money before letting that guy off the ship.
Yep.
And also with the person in the shopping district and making them back off and leave us.
Yep.
So that's 2.
Yep.
Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think so, because now I have a long-term project that springs from
Yeah.
the belief that I've been wronged and need to fix that up. That's all background stuff.
Yep.
And struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Or this whole thing kind of came from my vice.
Yeah, definitely one there from like that
Going
that night.
Horribly wrong. So that actually fills my my little grid and gets me a playbook advancement.
Cool. Do you know which one you're going to take, or are you going to let us know?
I
next
don't.
time?
I haven't looked at them. I wasn't anticipating this, but I will have a look. And
While Evie's having a look with that, I filled up my insight.
Oh, cool. Excellent. So do you know what you're taking?
Yeah, I'm gonna take hack because I feel like that makes sense. Like with the story, like I learned to hack.
Yep, that sounds great.
I
Awesome.
maxed out on resolve too, so I'm taking more sway.
Cool.
I'm
Excellent.
max sway.
Maximum sway. I love the fact that you're becoming like that's 100% in line with the flirty Xeno that we've come to know and love.
I'm a
Especially,
scoundrel. I have to
especially a
scoundrel.
scoundrel. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's do our playbook advancement. Sorry, our Rhapsody.
Find it.
Sorry.
I'm trying to find where I'm looking for that. Oh yeah, let's definitely do ship stuff.
Okay, sorry. First off, Evie. When you fill out your playbook advancement, the section above it has your special abilities.
Oh yes, yep.
So you get to pick one of those. So
cool.
you've already
Okay.
got scary. You get to pick another one. So while we're doing these other questions, you can have a read through them. You don't have to pick now. You can tell us next time if you want to. But yeah, did we earn XP when did we execute a successful or transport or smuggling mission?
Yes.
Cool. We get one for that. We didn't do it multiple times, but we did do it at least once. Did we contend with challenges above our current station? Yes, you definitely did, because those guys in suits are definitely above your current station.
And also, we zipped through that damn fast lane. Just gonna around a limo.
Yep. I think that probably. I think I'll give you 1 XP for that one. I don't know if like there were. I'll give you 2. That makes sense. Don't hold out on you. So that means that we get new. So we fill that. So I'm going to clear it, and we get a thing. So we got a thing. Did we bolster our crew's reputation or develop a new one? So our reputation is for being strange. And having.
We are now a biohazard.
Yeah.
I think we're still really strange.
I think I'll give you 1 XP for that. That like, does that seem fair? You know, like, it wasn't like you weren't completely out of left field, but you were pretty far in there.
We left one system with a guy, from the underground, whatever, and then we showed up in the next system, and now we're a biohazard. What happened to the guy?
Yeah. I don't know. Did we?
He clearly died from the biohazard.
Obviously. Did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? That's a good question. Do we know like what are the big conflicts and big understandings of things?
Money.
General recklessness.
We flexed really hard on that guy for cash. We're like,
I'll give you an XP for the kitchen scene, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. So while we're here, I know we're
you also earn XP when you execute a successful transport or smuggling.
Yeah, we already marked that. I gave you that one already.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was towards. That's how we're already got an upgrade. So when we advance our playbook, I will look at that because advancement. There we are. Crew advancement. We get our XP when you fill you take a crew advance. So we could get an additional crew special ability. We could get 2 ship upgrades, and so that's like modules or crew ship upgrades. Or we could increase 1 ship quality, so that's comms, engine, hull, or weapons. or we could increase our crew quality by 1. So yeah, but increasing our crew quality would cost us a bunch of credit. So if we would need to spend 4 cred if we wanted to increase our crew quality.
Did we decide what to do with the cred we earned? Did we mark that anywhere? How much did we end up
I
with?
think we kind of spent it between all of us. No, there's, I think, Borovs and the other person, I forget their name.
And Thane? Did you
No, Thane spent their cred on their thing,
Yeah.
device.
I spent 1, but I do have 1 left, which I can
I haven't
contribute
spent
to
any.
crew stuff.
Yeah, so we each got 4, and we used 2 for the upkeep, and I spent mine on the antenna.
Yeah.
We
so
each got 4.
2, we each got 1, sorry.
so yeah.
We each got.
So if you didn't mark 1 at the end of the mission, mark 1 now.
Okay, I'm gonna put mine in the crew.
Sure.
I don't.
You can do that.
I'll put it in the kitty.
Yeah, cool.
It's
Um,
Well, I've got 1 left, so you can put that into the crew as well if you're keeping track of that, Cherry. Is that cool?
On the sheet,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
on the
Right.
ship sheet.
Yep, cool. I can see the 2 in there. Good job. And
I was just gonna say my vote for an upgrade would be to increase the quality, since now we know like how damage works. Like
Mhm.
maybe we should increase quality somewhere in our ship to give us a little bit.
yeah, you don't have any weapons at the moment. You only have 1 quality in comms, so you could add a second one in there so that you've basically got a second hit point for communications, whereas all the others have 2. So whereas engines and hull, you currently have 2 quality for each of them. Or you
It
could
wouldn't
get-
be a bad idea to do that with comms, because if your comms go out, then your ship is going to get boarded at the next checkpoint if you can't communicate with
Yeah.
checkpoints or other ships or whatever that does.
That seems
Then
wise.
require face-to-face contact.
Cool. All right. So let's take an upgrade in our comms, in our system comms system. Cool.
Beep.
All right. That's everything. That's all the bookkeeping we need to do. So shall we do some shout outs and wrap it up?
Cool.
Let's start with who have I got first? I've got DC. DC, do you want to do some shout outs?
Yes. Hi. I'm DC. I am a game designer. I make games. Right now, I'm making a game called Mutants in the Night that is about being a marginalized person through the vehicle of mutants and fighting the system and having cool powers and being able to express any marginalized identity through mutants. And here's
It's
the
real
link.
cool.
I'll put it in chat. I'm coming out
Nice.
with next version of Mutants in the fall before Big Bad Con, because at Big Bad Con I will be playing the new version, which is highly inspired by Ash's Burning Wheel. So,
Burning Wheel or Splintering Wheel?
There's both.
I
I'm-
apologize. The book is right here.
Yeah, the
on my
book is right
desk.
there in front of you. It was just like, I was like, my Burning Wheel character in Ashley's game? I mean, she's just a trash fire. Yeah.
The words are looking at me. Splintering Wheel.
Cool. I'm so excited to see
Um,
the updates.
My non-capitalist shout out is something that me and a lot of friends have been doing lately. When you are feeling down or depressed, one of the things you can do that is not related to medicines and sunlight is to bring positivity to others. Compliment them from the heart. Put yourself in a positive mood by focusing on the good things that you may not be able to focus on within yourself, and it may just lift your spirits.
Yep. If you have needs that aren't being met and you provide that same need to other people, you get it by proxy. It's a weird thing that the brain does. It's very neat. Cool. Evie.
Hi, I'm Evie. Thanks for watching our ridiculous Space Adventures. I don't make games, but I do really enjoy playing them. If you want to check me out on Twitter, you can at Words by Evie. Otherwise, you can tune in to watch this cool show again.
I'm excited to see more of all of you. Cammy.
I'm Cammy, and I like making good faces. I go by Slidget Moose on platforms that I am on. If I'm not on a platform, then you won't find Slidget Moose there. If you Google Slidget Moose, I'm the only one that shows up, although some of them are in Russian because they're like Russian mirror sites for Nexus and stuff. Yeah.
You totally have a Russian clone. The Russian government has 100% cloned you. I'm sorry.
Probably. I'm going to say, as a kind of non-capitalist shout out, birds. Don't get one. They poop everywhere.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, they are a trouble. At least yours is much more better behaved than mine, so yeah. I had him out for like an hour and a half this morning, and the trouble he got into. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Cherry.
Hi, I am Cherry or Cherry Ray, pretty much everywhere. Cherry like the fruit, R-A-E like the name. I am an accessibility advocate, speaker, and streamer. I have many speaking engagements coming up. It's kind of overwhelming. I have 2 panels in 3 weeks. And then I have a speaking engagement in Paris at the Games Accessibility Conference in October. And I actually have to turn one down this week. It sucks.
Wow.
So, yeah, I've been busy. I'm going to be busier because I still haven't written those talks. So.
Yeah, fair.
One of them's new. It's going to be on representation, so that's a new
cool.
new-ish talking. I've done like segments before, so that'll be fun. And my non-capitalist shout out is, it was going to be watch birds because that's good for you, but after Cammy's non-capitalist shout out, it's kind of like it feels like I'm being
yeah, no, watch them, just don't own one.
Just watch them.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to change it into approach everything with empathy, including animals. Nothing is more upsetting than when people call animals jerks. Because animals aren't being jerks, they're just being themselves.
And being yourself is the most important thing.
Yes.
Even if you're a poop machine.
Even if you're a poop machine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I've been Ash. I've been your GM and your host today. This is my channel, so if you haven't already, the follow button is over there now. They've moved it, and now I look like a dickhead. But smash that follow button if you haven't already. We will be back here tomorrow with Splintering Wheel, which is our Dungeon World game, and I think that's still got a slot open. So if you don't already, Ranlam, thanks for the subscription. I will do this very briefly, as it's required. Yes.
Awesome.
So yeah, I think there's still a slot open for tomorrow's Splintering Wheel, so definitely reply to the scheduling tweet. You can find all the stuff about Splintering Wheel on my website, scject.net/Splintering Wheel for the Splintering Wheel stuff. And then on Monday we will have Bleeds in the Dark again, where the crew seems to repeatedly make everything into a Charles Dickens reference. And then for the rest of the week, I do a bunch of video game stuff. Been playing a bunch of No Man's Sky, been playing a bunch of Caves of Qud and RimWorld and Stardew and all that sort of stuff. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, you can find me at ACEGIAK, ACEGIAK on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon if you want to support my making role-playing games. Blah. I've got the whole thing so memorized. Other than that, this has been an absolute blast. I love this crew. They're so good, so much fun. It's absolutely ridiculous time. But unfortunately, it's time to go. So we will catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yay, do space crimes.
Damn straight.